Hello friends, in this video I am going to create a trigger. So basically trigger is a database object which is associated with a table, and this is invoked once you perform database operations like insert, update, delete. So basically this concept is used when we want to maintain a history of database operations which performed onto our database. So for that I have already created a database test, and inside of it I have to create two tables. Users table. So inside of users table I have ID, I have name, country and created date, and again we have int varchar, again varchar, and here is date time, and here length is 11, 255, 255, and ID is always auto incremented as well as primary key. So then we have to click on save. So one table has been created. Another table we have to create is logs table. So we have logs table, inside of it we have an ID, and we are going to create user ID because we are going to maintain the log of this users table into logs table. So logs table will able to actually from here how we will be noticed that the users table is going to be updated, deleted or inserted, right? So using this specific ID we will be notified that from this specific record the specific operation has been done. So next is action and created date. Again we have int, action is varchar and created date is date time and length is again 11, 255, and one more thing is ID is auto incremented as well as primary key. So finally we have to click on save. So now we are ready with two tables, logs as well as users. So we have to create the triggers inside the users table. For example, I am inserting a record into the users table, Muhammad, India, and specifying here the date. So now once I click on go, then one record has been inserted into the users table. So if you will see on the users table, you will find this specific record, but in logs table there is nothing, means this is empty up till now. So what you have to do is you have to create a triggers in users table. So here is the trigger option. If you are not able to see this trigger option directly, then of course there would be a more drop down, a drop down named more. So once you will click in that drop down, you will find the triggers option. So I am going to create the trigger. So here we have the add trigger link. So once you will click that, you will have this this window, and inside of it I have to create insert log trigger. This is the name of our trigger, and here you will find the drop down in which all the tables of the specific database would be mentioned. So I am going to create the trigger for users table. So I have selected user, then on what time you are going to fire this event. So after the insertion, right? And here are three operations. Right now I am going to do insertion. So here we would have the query insert into logs, and here is values. So inside of values what we are going to do is the first record is auto increment in the logs table. So of course if I will send the null, then definitely this is the default value considered, right? So the auto incremented value would be there in would be inserted in the logs table. And next is new.id. means the new record which is going to be created, so that record ID would be stored in the logs table. And again we have the action. So actually we are doing the insertion, so here is inserted. Then we have the created date, so of course we can use the database default function now. So using this, the current date and time would be inserted. So here click go. So one trigger has been created over here, insert log. So for example we are going to do the insertion. So basically this is users table, already one record is there and we are going to create another one. So here is Ramzan, Russia, and I am going to specify the date 7, and once I will click the go, then I will have another record in users table. So this is second record, but if you will see on the logs table, you will also find one record. So this is users ID 2. So actually we have the new record that has been inserted in the users table, that's ID is 2. So that is inserted there, as well as the history is going to be maintained in logs table as well. So this is because of trigger, because we set the trigger that once the new record has been inserted into the users table, then of course after the insertion there is the history that is going to be maintained in logs table as well. So the next operation is update. So we are going to create another trigger, add trigger, and we have update log, and already we have selected users. So of course we want to create the trigger on users table before or after the updation operation. So we have the update operation. So again we have to write the query. So the query is insert into values, insert into specific table, and then values. And what are the values? Null for the first column means ID, that is auto incremented, and the second is new record, new dot ID, that is going to be updated, and the next is action. So we are actually updating that, so updated. Then we have new, now, actually this is now function which will give us the current date time. So again we are going to clicking on go. So finally we created another trigger which is update log. So for example we are going to do the insertion in users table. So again you can see that in the users table we have two records, in the logs table we have only one record. So once we are going to update users table, so I am going to update the first record. So here we have Muhammad, I am going to write here Abdul, and here is India, I am going to write Australia. So once I will click the go, then you can see that the first record is going to be updated. So inside the logs table you will find that the second record has been inserted here. So this is user ID 1 and that is updated. So at what time? This time. Alright. So finally we have the third trigger which is for the deletion, delete log, and we have users table time is before. Why? Because before while deleting a specific record we can get the details before that deletion, because once you are going to delete the record, then after deletion you will not get anything regarding that specific record. So because of which you are going to set this trigger before the deletion, and then we have the delete. So now here you have to write the query, insert into logs and values. So here you have to write null, and right now you are going to maintain the old ID. So here you have to write old.id, then operation name is deleted, and again we have time now. So you have to click on go. So the third trigger has been created, delete log. So again we are going to see the records. So in the logs table you will find only 2 records. In the users table you will find the 2 records. So now I am going to delete the record. So second record I am going to delete. So I clicked on delete. So you can see that here the record has been deleted. So now if you will see on the logs table, then you will find that their third record has been inserted here and the user ID is 2. So the second record means the user ID 2 record has been deleted. So finally we end up with all the 3 operations of the database. So here what we learned is that we can use the trigger for maintaining the history of our database operations. So this is really important, because if somebody do a specific operation, then if we will have set this type of logs table, then definitely trigger can helps us to identify the specific history and the specific time as well, that at what time somebody has done a specific change into the database. So this is really a fruitful one. In the next video I will also make you sure about store procedure and closure, and means those concepts which are really important for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. All the links of my video courses are below in the description, which are absolutely free. So in the next video we would learn new and wonderful things. Please subscribe this channel firstly to get the information of updated videos. In the comment section you can write your feedback about the video and also write your queries if you have any. Have a nice day ahead.